Hello, this is Leisha Breen with Journey to Greatness, 365 Days to Your Best Year Yet, and the author of the book, Extraordinary People Living Ordinary Lives, Break Free. Break free from the herd and reclaim your greatness because you are great. And the only reason that a great person like you might not be living an extraordinary life, well, it's because you've let your bad habits and your stinking thinking get in the way of the extraordinariness of you. So today is the first video on how to get out of your own way. Are you interested in finding out what the true foundation of success is? Today we're going to begin at the beginning, at where true and long-lasting, with an emphasis on long-lasting, success begins. If you're interested, come on, join me. So you want to know where success begins. It begins in your head and your heart. It begins with doing the things you need to do right by you. That doesn't mean doing things in a narcissistic way, or in an arrogant way, or in a step on other people to get what you want way. No. As I've said in the past, it has to do with embracing that concept of doing unto others as you would have them do unto you, and then taking that a step further, making sure that you're doing right by you. And you know where that comes from? Doing right by you, doing the things you need to do right by you. It comes from loving yourself. Loving yourself. You hear people say it all the time, but what does that look like? How do you love yourself? Let's take a look at that today. Let's first make a commitment, a rock solid commitment as to how we're going to love ourselves, and that we are going to love ourselves. And once we've looked at the how, that we're going to embrace those concepts. Hello, kitty. Look, loving yourself can seem difficult at first. Several of us, when we were growing up as little children, we may have been bullied and teased, or we had parents that maybe unintentionally or intentionally put us down and told us that we were not worthy, that we were no good. And we then took those lies and layered them upon our own psyche, causing us to believe that we were less than, that we didn't deserve the good things in life. And we would subconsciously beat ourselves up to the point where we would repeat those messages and those titles that we were given so long ago, and made them into truths, created them into a reality that we experienced in our adulthood. To change, to truly change, and to bring about success and the things that we want to create in our life, we have to change the way we feel about ourselves. Today we're talking about building a rock foundation, a foundation that is firstly built on love, on believing in ourselves, in trusting ourselves, and in having confidence and dignity in who we are. But there's more to it than that. You see, to truly respect and feel a sense of dignity about who you are, you have to do things in a certain way. What that means is that you have to do things to the best of your ability on a daily basis. This concept comes from The Four Agreements by Don Ruiz. It's a fabulous little book, and I highly recommend it. But if you truly want to love yourself, you have to do things right on a regular basis, or always do your best. If you're doing your best and you make a commitment to do your best, you're committing to love yourself. When you do your best, Your self-confidence is going to grow. When you do your best, your self-esteem is going to grow. Your trust in yourself is going to grow. And the decisions that you make and the choices that you make will be right-minded choices because you have a certain amount of confidence and self-worth within. Another piece to this puzzle of loving yourself is that you have to fake it until you make it. One of the things that I recommend is that every day when you get up, you look in the mirror and you say, I love myself. I love myself. I'm beautiful. I'm capable. I'm smart. I can handle this. I can make my dreams come true. And making our dreams come true means we have to be willing to do the things we have to do right by us. We can't be lazy and manifesting our reality, our future reality in our mind's eye only. We have to take the action with the faith. But if you're manifesting, and even if you're taking the appropriate actions and you don't love yourself, I can promise you this, that you will self-sabotage. You will cut yourself off from reaching that goal, or if you reach the goals that you want in life, you won't be able to maintain them because deep down inside, you don't feel worthy. Perhaps you have a set point that's right here in regard to your worthiness level, and you've reached this level of abundance through hard work and dedication and the willingness to stick to a tough task. But because your worthiness level, your self-love is way down here, eventually you'll find a way to bring yourself back down to this level. Trust me, I know. So we have to become aware. Do we love ourselves? You know, Shakespeare once said, to thine own self be true. To thine own self be true. But we can't be true to ourselves if we don't know how we're being or who we've become. And the older we are and the longer we've been running on autopilot and allowing bad habits and stinking thinking and stinking emotions to run our lives instead of us taking charge and running our own life because we're cognizant, because we're aware, and because we're making appropriate choices. Well, it's much more difficult when you're older to become aware of all of these different elements that make up the life that you're having today than it is when you're younger. But it's not impossible to change. It's not impossible to course correct. It's not impossible to fall in love with yourself if you're 60, 70, 50, 40, and you don't like the way your life looks right now. If you're not happy with your circumstances. And if you're listening to this podcast, well, you're a person who wants an abundant life. It doesn't always mean wealth. It can be wealth within. It can be a certain amount of enjoyment in just being alive. Abundance comes in many flavors and forms. And hopefully it's well-rounded. But to even get to that first step, we have to fall in love with ourselves. We have to believe that we're capable. We can use affirmations. We can use manifestation. But if we don't start at the very, very first step, if we don't begin at the beginning with a commitment to love who we are today, just the way we are, and build from there, then even if we do acquire a certain amount of success, we're going to hurt ourselves. We'll bring ourselves back down to our comfort level. So today, make a commitment to love yourself, even if you don't think you do right now. Even if it's difficult for you to say that to yourself in the mirror, I want you to do it. I want you to use affirmations. I love myself. I'm capable. I'm worthy of an abundant lifestyle. And then I want you to do everything that you do today and going forward until next week at the best of your ability. To the best of your ability. Do your best. Do your best. Do your best. It's not going to look the same today as it did yesterday. And your best won't look the same tomorrow or the following day or next week, because there's days that we don't feel well. There's days that we don't have as much energy. So my best today may not be my best tomorrow. Tomorrow I may even be better than I am today, but always do your best, because that's laying down this amazing foundation of pride, of confidence. When the day's over, you can walk away saying, yeah, I did a good job, and I'm worthy of feeling good about myself. Now, I hope I've given you something to think about. To begin at the beginning, to truly create long-lasting success, we have to commit to loving ourselves and carving out the time to reprogram the mind. As I said, affirmations are amazing. Telling yourself on a regular basis throughout the day, I love myself, I'm worthy. And then proving to our frontal lobe, our critical thinker part of the brain, through our actions, not just our words, not just our visualizations, that we truly are worthy by doing our best on a regular basis. We will start to create a cause set in motion. And through that cause set in motion, we will begin to change our lives for the better. And I promise you, if you start with this principle, loving yourself first, that you will be starting up those wheels of motion that will change your life forever and for the better, regardless of the winds that are blowing around us. And God knows there's a lot of winds. Governmental winds, losing our job winds, illness, death, sadness. But we can control what we choose to put in our mind and what we choose to put out. Life is all about choices, and we have the power to make the right choices. So make the right choice today. Choose to love yourself. Choose to make a commitment to love who and what you are. And then watch those rewards come back to you. Until we meet again, be bold, be brave, and always, always be your authentic self. Please subscribe to my channel. And if you're interested in learning more, I have a daily podcast, Journey to Greatness, 365 Days to Your Best Year Yet, which complements my Thursday videos. God bless you. Until we meet again, bye for now.